Hello, today I will be showing you how to apply your vinyl lettering to your jeans and corset. Now some of you may have already purchased the DIY like vinyl letters from me. So that's probably why you're even here looking at this video, but I'm going to show you how I lay everything out just so that it's perfect. I see a lot of DIY pictures like from the decals that I've sold, and they'll either put something on upside down or it just doesn't look right. But I just think that that's because we get so excited and we're ready to iron them on, and we don't plan it out properly. So I'm just going to show you how I do it, and then maybe your DIY will come out just as nice. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. So first off, I grab all of the pieces that I have, and I just kind of sort of lay them out and just separate them by top and bottom, right? Because some of the items are going to go on my corset, some of the items are going to go on the jeans. So I just kind of sort of separate them out by that. That way I'll know what I'm working with. And me personally, like, if you have purchased the DIY set from me, you'll know that it comes like this, like already together. That way you don't have to try and piece together like whatever goes with what. So that's just how, kind of sort of how I like to lay it out. And that just makes it a little bit easier for me, even though I do this almost every day. But yeah, easy is best. And I feel like laying it out and planning where you want it to be is also important, because you don't want to get to your jeans and realize that you don't have enough room for whatever it is that you have, when in all actuality you could have just moved this up or moved that up. So what I do is, like I said, I take everything and I lay it out according to how I would like for it to be placed, and I separate it by jeans and corset. Now if you just have a sweatshirt or shirt, then of course you just lay everything out separately. Let's see here. So right now I'm just getting everything together to make sure I have it laid out properly. I'm putting my corset stuff on this side, and my jean stuff is gonna be on the opposite side. That way it's not mixed up, because a lot of this stuff is the same, it's just different sizes. But like I say, whenever I send you guys the stuff, or whenever I sell it, I try to separate it. Like, hey, this is the bottom, this is the top. Now if you mix it up, then you just mix it up. But that, like, laying it out on the garment is going to help you, because if you do so, then you'll realize that some of the pieces are too big for the corset and they fit just right on the jeans. I try not to go over 5.5 for all of my items for the jeans, and then the corset just kind of sort of varies. But my normal measurement from left to right on things for the corset, I think it's between 4.5, so 4.5, and 4.75. So it's between one of those two. It just depends. And also, if I have some jeans, like these jeans that I'm doing right now, they're skinny jeans. So whenever I have something that's considered to be like skinny jeans or something out of my norm, I will always make sure that I measure those. And that's just so that I'm not wasting the vinyl. Unfortunately, that is one of the perks for having me actually do the outfit versus just ordering the letters and whatnot. Because if the legs are skinnier, you got to get a pair of jeans, a different pair of jeans rather. What is this one? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think I have everything pretty much separated. So this person here, they didn't want any of the white. I had white all over the place on this outfit, but they didn't want any of the white. So I switched it out for the yellow. So it's just gonna be purple and yellow. This is her 24th birthday, and we're doing, it seems like it's like a Lakers theme or something of that sort. So that is what we're doing. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, I got my jean stuff and I have my corset stuff. Now these jeans, I didn't want them to be too busy. So I just really took what she gave me and just incorporated it to my jeans. I mean, with my jeans. Now you can iron these on with an iron, but I just use my heat press. So right now I have my heat press heating up to 300, and I'm gonna press everything for 30 seconds. Of course, you know, with the iron, you are going to just give it some pressure, and the highest setting, of course, you're not gonna have the, what do you call that? Like the steam on. Not gonna do that. You're just gonna have just the regular heat on your highest setting for the iron. And I'm just gonna move around here so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I do have my heat resistant tape. I'm not really sure if the girls have the heat resistant tape while they're trying to iron it on, which is fine if you don't have it, because of the simple fact that the ironing board or whatever you may be ironing on top of is probably going to be a hard flat surface. So it's fine if you don't have the tape, but I use the tape because I have to move this back and forth to my heat press, and I don't want stuff falling all over the place when I'm going back and forth. So first I start off, of course, placing everything the way that it needs to go. And this Aquarius symbol is so tricky. But I think this is right here. Alright. And then, like I say, if you're using a heat resistant tape, one at the top, one at the bottom, does good. And it's not going to be, these jeans aren't going to be that busy. So like whenever you're doing like the senior, you want to make sure that you spell out the entire word before you start taping down or start pressing with the iron. But we are still going to lay it out. And if I need to move it, I can always pick the tape up. It's not the end of the world with the tape. I've laid this out before, so that's why it's just like kind of sort of coming back really, really easy for me. Alright, so like I said, this is her 24th birthday. She wanted like a purple and yellow theme, like Lakers, because, you know, of course, everybody associates their 24th birthday with it being their Kobe year. So I thought this was really, really perfect to celebrate her 24th. The fact that she asked for purple, as well as a purple corset. So she's doing a purple corset, the regular jeans with the purple glitter all over, no white whatsoever, and I think it's gonna come out really, really nice. So the other side just has, and I keep looking at my picture for reference just so I can remember, how I had everything, because normally when you send somebody something like, okay, well, this is how it's going to look, they're expecting for it to look just like that. So I like to keep everything kind of sort of proportionate. Let me move the camera down a little bit so you can see. All right, that's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, here we go. All right, so, okay, I like to keep everything kind of sort of proportionate. Like, for instance, this is right across from this. And I'm not sure if you can hear my heat press, but that little noise that it's making, it just means that it is hot and ready for me to go ahead and do what I need to do. And you may not be leaving everything on here, but just go ahead and put everything together so that, like how I have these words that are going to be underneath and on top of Aquarius, you need to go ahead and put everything on there, because what happens if this ends up over here? We still have time to fix it versus fixing it once it's too late. And so now I know, since this is hidden right here, I need to move this up. So that is what I am going to do. And now it's perfect. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my tape over, and I'm gonna carry it over to the heat press. Like I said, my heat press is on 300 degrees and I am doing it for 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and press all of this, and then we'll come back, we'll peel it off, and then we'll go ahead and do our second layer and then move on to our corset. All right, so we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are back with our jeans. So we have all of the purple that we were trying to put on. Everything is down so far. Yeah. Make sure you're checking like the corners, so like, I don't know, it looks like this kind of coming off, so that when you go back in to do the second press, you put a little bit more attention on that part. And I'm looking for my trash can. So let's see, what are we doing next? All right, so we're putting on our second layer here. And then also, just make sure when you're picking up your jeans and moving them from place to place that you're looking at the back, because sometimes that vinyl, like if this was on the back, and then you'll just automatically put it on there without even knowing. And then you'll be looking for the pieces at the end, and only to realize that it's on the back and you got to start all over. And you've wasted material. So, yeah, we don't want that to happen. And it's really all about just trying to see where you want it to go. All right. And we're going in for round 2. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and peel off what I like to call our second layer. And normally you wouldn't have anything else, but I have that little extra piece for that 01. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put, Well, I forgot to press the top, so I'm gonna press that yellow piece down, and then I'll do this other side for the 01. And I was really debating on whether or not I wanted to put that purple piece in there. I think I am gonna go ahead and put it in there, just so that it matches the top, and this is not just floating on the jeans. So I think that looks really nice. And like I say, I'm gonna take my pieces of tape so that when I carry it over, I won't have any issues. And that's it. Like, this looks good, with the exception of the fact that I didn't press the Aquarius symbol down, but that's coming soon. Okay. All right, we are back, and I just put the finishing touches on the jeans. So we're actually done with the jeans. And as you can see, it only took a couple of presses, and it was pretty fast, right? And like I said, once again, you gotta watch out for stuff like this, because that's not all the way on there, even though I pressed it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my other press. I don't think you'll have this issue with the iron, because you'll be right over it and you'll be able to get into all the creases and crevices. But unfortunately, that's not what we have when we're using the, what is that? I don't know. Anyway, that's not what we have when we're using the larger heat press. But we're gonna take care of that. So for my corsets, I use this little mini press, so it's like a little mini iron. And just pretty much repeat the same steps that I use for the pants. However, the corset is a little bit harder. You have to make sure that this thing is, like, it doesn't have any creases in it, because what'll happen is your vinyl will get underneath it. Like how this is a crease right here, you want to make sure you iron that out, because what'll happen is your vinyl will get under there and it'll crack. And when I say crack, it means like it'll tear, so you don't want that to happen. All right, and it's probably really, really weird, you can't see my face right now, but I mean, I figured it was more about the product than you seeing me. So that's what we're gonna do. And so her corset is, like I said, we're gonna lay it out just again, just like we did the other part, because this helps, and it's also gonna help us see where everything is going. And you'll see what I mean when things are too big and they don't fit, and you gotta readjust them to make them fit, because this corset is pretty full. As in the stuff is really big. So like I said, you want to make sure there are no creases. All right. No creases, no creases. All right. So I don't have any crease with. You gotta make sure it stays down too. So since I go ahead and like kind of affix it before I move it over to the heat press, I don't necessarily use the heat resistant tape when I am doing this part of it, like, because it's already attached to a certain point. So, yeah. So just like how I had to move this Aquarius because my 4 was about to go off of the side of the corset, you want to be able to do that and not have it already down. So that is the main reason that we plan where it's going to go before we apply heat. Because if not, I mean, I guess we could have just cut the bottom of the 4 off, but that's not cute. So we want to make sure that it is how it's supposed to be. All right. So, and another thing is that whenever I cut them out for you guys, I try to cut them out to where it doesn't really overlap. But whenever you're laying it down, you want to make sure that the vinyl, well, the pieces aren't overlapping in a sense. You want to make sure it's not overlapping, because if that little, what I call the vinyl carrier sheet, gets up under what you're supposed to be pressing down, it will rip the whole thing off when it comes off, and then you'll be missing parts of your words, and we don't want that. So with the corset, you have to be a little gentle, because if you go into it at the wrong angle, you could easily like poke a hole in your letter. So you just want to make sure you're still using force, but you're not going into it like this with like the tip of the iron. You don't want to do that. All right. So that's that. And then I didn't forget about the pants. I'm just bringing this crease out right here because that's what needs to be done. All right. Let's see here. All right. We're good to go on that. And then, like I said, I didn't forget about my jeans. So that's that, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of my corset. That way I can press down both sides while I'm at the heat press, instead of pressing down one side and then coming back and then, you know, doing the same thing over and over. If everything goes right, this should not take you more than an hour. But as always, it's not a race of any sort. You just want to make sure that everything is on here properly before you start putting everything down. Because if it is not, then you're not going to like it. And I want you to like it. By all means. I really, really want you to like it. Or if you're doing this for your customers, they're not going to like it. And, you know, we all strive for perfection. Sometimes we end up somewhere right in the middle, but still, we were striving for perfection, so it looks good. All right. Yep, so we're good to go. Now with this, now I could either go in here and cut this bottom off a little bit, or I can wait and put this on after I have the 31. No, that's 01. After I have the 01 on, or I can move the 01 down so that it is not in the way. Either way is going to work, but like I said, that's just something that you have to pay attention to. Like, the main part of this is really just paying attention to detail, because it's about the small details when it comes to this stuff. The slightest mistake will mess up the whole project. So we don't want to do that. We want everything to be perfect. And as you can probably see, my stuff is like coming up a little bit, but it's not coming up to the point where I can't take it over to the heat press. So I just like press down on it about 10 seconds because, like I say, I'm going to go back to the heat press. So yeah, this looks beautiful. All right, let's see. And so now I'm just gonna go ahead and press it under the heat press, and then we'll do part 2 of getting the purple down, and then we'll be all set. All right, so as you can see, everything is on here with the exception of that little part of the 4. So then I would reinforce it with my iron. it down right there either, but it's okay. When I go back and put the other part of the 4, it'll be fine. Alright. Just peeling everything off. I don't know about you guys, but the peeler is just so satisfying to me. I love it. It's beautiful. Alright, now we just gotta peel this side to make sure everything's good. And then we'll go on to add our little purple. And that'll be all. So that's it. Everything looks good here. And then like, if you put it back together, you'll see the outline of what you're trying to create. So we're gonna go ahead, add the purple, and we'll be back for the finishing part. Or actually, no, we're just gonna add purple. And go. We are going to go ahead and put our purple down so that we can be done. Now, normally I would apply rhinestones to the corset at the end, but this one, I think everything that's on here kind of sort of speaks for itself. So I don't think we need the rhinestones. And then if I did put rhinestones on here, like what color would they be? Like, I mean, I guess I could do white, but when I sent my customer like the picture of it, she didn't want any white, okay? So yeah, we're not gonna do any white rhinestones. We're just gonna leave it like this, and the outfit is just gonna speak for itself because I think it does already. So she should be good. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this purple on here and we'll be all set. Of course, you know, I'm gonna have to do a picture of the whole thing. I need to add a purple crown to the queen part. So I'll go ahead and get that reprinted. That's the only difference that you're going to see in the picture. And I think I'm going to put some purple crowns on the 2 and the 4 that are on the pants. But other than that, like, that's just last minute stuff, you know, like last minute touches just to make it pop even more, because that's what we want. We want you to pop even more. So that's that. So we'll be right back to show you the final product. All right, so we are all done, and I'm just gonna peel this purple off. This 4 didn't stick down too well. Just because of the positioning of it, like, you know. All right, cool. So, yeah. All right, so you see that? Oh, I have one more piece to put now over here. And then you'll know if it's stuck down properly or not when you get ready to try to peel it off, because if not, the vinyl will try to come with the carrier sheet. And then at that point, all it needs is a little bit more heat to hold it down. And then you'll be all set. Take this 4 off now. Oh, no, okay. or just giving me a hard time. Alright, so this is what we have. So, oh, I forgot. One more part I have over here. I'm excited. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna press this down really quickly. All right. I don't know what's going on with that tea. We're gonna have to do something about that. So remember, I don't know, let's see. So a little something happened with my tea. I probably pressed it down too hard. I don't know if I'm really feeling that. I might put that little piece over it, that purple piece right in there. Or I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix it. Or, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix it. Cause that doesn't look too hot. Yeah, I'm gonna figure that one part out. So, this is the entire set done from start to finish in real time. So if there is another tutorial that you guys would like to see, please just leave that in the comments and I will do my best to accommodate you. But other than that, I think this is good to go with the exception of this. And of course, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all the last picture. I'll add that on to the video so you can take a look at it. Just the finished product. And I'll see y'all next time.